Now that we got those out of there, we can remove our caliper and set that aside. Let's move along to removing our rotor. Just grab onto that, give it a little wiggle, and pull it right. That's not good.
Cut. Gotta scrap the brake video.
Hey friends, it's Len here from 1A Auto. Has this ever happened to you? You know you need rear brakes, so you order them from 1AAuto.com. They're shipped fast and free. As soon as they get delivered to you, you gear up for the job. So you tear into them, only to realize you're having other problems. Do not install rear brakes if you find that you have an issue with one of your differential seals. The gear oil can get on your friction material and cause irreversible issues and ruin your new brakes, costing you more time and money in the long run. Axle leaks aren't always obvious. Common ways to tell: smoke coming from your rear brakes while or after driving, a stinky smell in the air, gunk accumulated on the backing plate, oil dripping from the area, oil behind the rotor, or worse, on the emergency brake shoes. If you get gear oil on your emergency brake shoes, it can potentially cause some swelling of the friction material. Now, when you get contamination on that friction material, it's going to cause the pad material to actually swell a little bit. And when this happens, it could potentially hit up against that rotor, and it's going to cause a lot of heat and potentially some smoke coming from the back. Also, when this happens, it could potentially cause the adhesive that holds your brake shoes together to break free. The friction material might want to separate from the metal aspect of the shoe. When this happens, it's going to shift inside that rotor area and could potentially bind up and cause this wheel to seize up. This can be really dangerous. Of course, there's a difference between a leak and a seep. If you find you have a seep, as long as there's no fluid that got on those emergency brake shoes and they're in good condition, you can typically just replace the seal, inspect the bearings that are behind it. But if there's a leak, you're going to have to replace the axle seal and the emergency brake shoes at the same time, especially if it got on the friction material. Axle seals are fairly easy to fix on most vehicles, but all vehicles are a little different. Basically, you're going to remove the wheel and then remove those rear brakes. Remove the diff cover and drain that fluid. Make sure you recycle it. Remove the locking clip from inside the differential that holds the axle in. Carefully slide out that axle and then remove the axle seal. Once that's out of there, you're going to want to make sure that you clean and inspect the differential. Make sure there isn't any damage to the bearing back there. Now, once you're sure that looks good, continue on by putting in a brand new seal, lubricate it, and put it all back together. Keep in mind, by letting a seeping seal go without fixing, it's going to cost you time and money, especially if the differential fluid gets on your emergency brake shoes and overheats the rotor from excessive friction. On top of that, maybe it even gets on those brake pads as well. Now, I hope you liked the video. I hope you found it interesting. If there was something in the video that you thought might be helpful to somebody, go ahead and share it with them. It would mean everything to me. If you like the video or even love the video, go ahead and smash on that like button for me. It means the world. While you're at it, go ahead and subscribe, ring the bell. That way there you, all of your friends, can be kept up with all of our latest content. Thanks.
Take 5, we'll get back to that brake video.
Mic check.
Mic check, hey, hey. Also, when this, my voice is changing. So, second line.
Second line.
Okay. Is it okay with the noise?
Okay, I'll wait. There you go.
Especially if it got on the friction material.
Nice.